It was more fun for people to talk about Shedeur having a head coach that didn't really fully support him or truly believe that he could be the guy than it is for people to talk about Shedeur now having a coach that has been trying to coach him for quite some time and truly does believe that he is the guy. A lot of people don't understand that Todd Monken is a big fan of Shedeur to the point that he's tried to recruit him in college. He tried to draft him last year to the Baltimore Ravens and now has the chance as the head coach of the Browns to finally get to coach him like he's been trying to do for quite some time. But instead of everyone saying, this is so great to hear that he's going to have a supportive coach and they're going to build around this young quarterback, now everybody's nitpicking the fact that Shedeur sent him a birthday gift. And somehow now he's brown nosing.
I got this package. I thought it was for my wife. It's like this package and opens it up. It's like this porcelain like horse head. And it's from Shedeur. He sent me a gift on my birthday.
You want to know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of the episode on The Game when the San Diego Sabres get a new head coach. And that new head coach loves him some Derwin Davis and wants to give Derwin opportunities that he knows that he can succeed in because he had already coached him before. He had already watched him. And all of a sudden, Derwin Davis goes from the forgotten back of the line type of player, everyone telling him keep his head up, to now the coach's favorite just like that. And Todd Monken is not shying away from the fact that he likes Shedeur. That yes, I can't give you the starting quarterback job, but I am rooting for you to win the job. So what do? Everyone's upset that you gave me a gift. I'm going to post a picture of us two with the gift in the background to let them know where I stand. It just goes to show that everyone liked talking more about a coach not liking Shedeur and not supporting him than actually talking about a coach that does like him.
Basically wanting and rooting for Todd Monken to be fired because he's moving forward with Shedeur Sanders as the quarterback. This is crazy. The man hasn't even coached a game yet. The man hasn't went through a draft yet. All types of things. Now you got these guys already predicting he's going to get fired. They're rooting for it to happen. All of this stuff. This is absolute insanity. And this is all because Todd Monken believes in Shedeur Sanders.
What is going on in Cleveland right now? Because I have to be honest with you, what I just witnessed, what I just heard from Browns insiders and reporters, it genuinely shocked me, and I cover this stuff every single day. Before Todd Monken has coached one game, before he's been through one draft, before a single snap has been played, Browns reporters are already calling for this man to be fired, all because he believes in Shedeur Sanders. That's where we are right now. That is the reality of the Cleveland Browns in 2025. If you are new here, hit that subscribe button right now. Turn on that bell notification because we cover the real story, not the noise. Let's get into it.
I think Todd is a really good offensive football coach. I think he's been a really good offensive football coach for a long time. I think there are two different ways that this could potentially go as I think about the archetype of coach that Todd is and how this season might play out. The best case scenario, and I've made this comparison since he got hired, I think if you're a Browns fan, the best way that this can work out is that this is like Bruce Arians 2.0, where you have a guy that is a longtime assistant, waited for his chance, and surprises some people in terms of how good of a head coach he ends up being in his 60s.
Let me paint the picture for you so you understand exactly what's going on. Todd Monken was hired as the new head coach of the Cleveland Browns. He is 60 years old. He has been one of the most respected offensive coordinators in all of football for years. The man helped transform offenses everywhere he went. He earned this job. He waited for this moment his entire coaching career. And now, just weeks into his tenure, before a single game has been played, certain Browns reporters and media insiders are already planting seeds, already whispering, already saying, yeah, he might not last. Why? What did Todd Monken do that was so terrible? He backed Shedeur Sanders as his quarterback. That's it. That is the crime. That is the unforgivable sin in the eyes of some people in the Cleveland media. And what makes this story even more wild is that these reporters aren't even hiding it. They are going on radio shows, talking to The Athletic, making public statements, and the message is clear. If you ride with Shedeur, we will come for you too. This is not football analysis. This is a personal agenda, and Cleveland fans deserve to know the truth. Now here's where it gets really interesting and really telling. Robert Mays from The Athletic went on the Baskin Phelps show, the longest-running show in Cleveland radio, and he gave what sounded like a balanced take on Todd Monken. He said, and I'm going to break this down for you, he acknowledged Monken is a really good offensive football coach. He's been great for a long time. Okay, fair. Most people would agree with that. But then, Mays laid out two scenarios. The best-case scenario? He compared Monken to Bruce Arians, a longtime assistant who waited his whole career, got his shot in his 60s, and shocked everyone by being a fantastic head coach. That is a legitimate, hopeful comparison. Bruce Arians won a Super Bowl with Tampa Bay. If Monken follows that path, Cleveland could be in business. But then, Mays dropped the other scenario. The worst case? He called it an interstitial hire, meaning a placeholder, a bridge coach, a guy you bring in for 1 year just to fill a seat while the organization gets its act together and finds the real coach. Now think about that for a second. This man, Todd Monken, hasn't coached a single game yet. He hasn't called a single play as a head coach. He hasn't made a single personnel decision on his own. And already, smart, respected football voices are floating the idea that he might just be a placeholder. That tells you everything about the environment Monken is walking into. It's not about his coaching ability, it's about the politics around him. And specifically, it's about who his quarterback is going to be.
And I don't want to be around a loser. I don't know about y'all, but I don't want to be around a loser. I'm built to win. And I've been around winners all my life, and that's all I done was win. So what the Cleveland Browns went and did, they changed their whole mindset in that front office for Jimmy Haslam and Andrew Berry. They went and got Todd Monken.
Experience matters in the NFL. Enter Todd Monken. The Browns' 19th head coach arrives with a resume built across college football's biggest stages and the NFL's most demanding environments. For Todd Monken, coaching was never a single career choice. It was a family tradition. His father coached, his brother coaches, his cousin coaches. Football wasn't just something discussed on weekends. It was the topic of conversation at the dinner table. Maybe that's why in a Monken offense, everyone eats. Monken spent 26 of his 37 coaching seasons in college football. As head coach at Southern Miss, he inherited an 0-12 team, and within 2 years, innovated their offense to nearly 40 points per game on the way to a division championship. His final collegiate stop was in Athens, Georgia. As offensive coordinator, Monken led a top 10 offense to the Bulldogs' first title since 1980, and then repeated in 2022. Every stop has left first-round talent and trophies in his wake. For Monken,
The players are the ones that make it come to life. Our job is to put a great plan together, but ultimately they're the ones that make it come to life.
that philosophy translated seamlessly to the NFL. In Tampa Bay, Monken unlocked Mike Evans to 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons, 2 of them as a Pro Bowler. During his stint in Cleveland, his system helped Nick Chubb become one of the league's top running backs. And in Baltimore, Monken took an offense to the upper echelon of the NFL, producing an MVP season from Lamar Jackson, league-best rushing production from Derrick Henry, 12 Pro Bowlers, and 5 All-Pro selections along the way. Now, Coach Monken returns to Cleveland, proven as a builder, a teacher, and a player's coach.
Let's be completely honest here. Let's say what everyone is dancing around. There is a very vocal group of people in the media, online, in NFL circles who do not want Shedeur Sanders to succeed. Full stop. And because Todd Monken has chosen to move forward with Shedeur as his quarterback, those same people now have Monken in their crosshairs too. Think about that. This is a head coach who has done nothing wrong, who has made a football decision, backing his quarterback, and the response from certain corners of the media is, fire him. Robert Mays himself on that radio show brought up one of the most loaded sentences of this entire situation. He said, and this is critical, that Shedeur Sanders comes from a very powerful family, and that the Sanders family might decide they don't want to be in Cleveland. He even referenced John Elway refusing to play for a coach he didn't like back in the day. Now, whether you believe Shedeur has the power of John Elway or not, that's a separate debate. But the point being made is this: there are people in the NFL world who are terrified of the Sanders name, and that fear is being transferred directly onto Todd Monken simply because he's chosen to work with Shedeur instead of against him. This is bigger than football right now. This is about narratives. This is about who the media wants to succeed and who they've already decided they want to fail. Here's what makes this even more painful for Browns fans. Cleveland has been through it, man. They've had coaching disaster after coaching disaster. They held on to Kevin Stefanski through seasons that tested everyone's patience. They gave Hugh Jackson more time than any fan wanted. Multiple double-digit loss seasons. They fired Freddie Kitchens quickly, and honestly, that one was warranted. And before all of that, there was the Rob Chadinsky disaster where he lasted exactly 1 year before they pulled the plug. And ever since that Chud situation, the Browns ownership has been caught in this impossible loop. They overcorrect too fast, or they wait too long. There's no middle ground, no stability, no patience. The radio guys on Baskin and Phelps said it plainly. 98% of Browns fans would agree it would be absolutely silly to hire a head coach and only keep him for 1 year. The whole point of bringing in someone new is to build something, to give the process time to work. But now, before year one has even started, the narrative machine is already spinning, already asking, is this a 1-year thing? And Cleveland fans who have suffered through more football heartbreak than almost any fan base in the country deserve so much better than this cycle of chaos.
Todd Monken's not going to be the head coach when they open the stadium in Brook Park. I'm convinced of that. I don't see him being here.
Really?
I don't see Todd Monken being the head coach when they open that.
Boy, I was
stadium.
calling you Mr. Positive. All of a sudden, I don't know if that's Mr. Positive. That's 3 years from now, Daryl. 2029, right?
4 seasons.
4 seasons.
Yeah,
Wait a
4
minute.
seasons from now.
They open it in the 29 season.
Yeah.
Correct.
Now, I saved the most shocking part of this entire conversation for right here, right now, because this is the moment that made my jaw drop. One of the hosts on that Baskin and Phelps show, and this is someone who covers the Browns closely, someone with real inside knowledge, made a statement that is absolutely stunning. He said on live radio that he does not believe Todd Monken will be the head coach of the Cleveland Browns when they open their brand new stadium in Brook Park. Let that sink in. The Browns are building a new stadium. It opens for the 2029 season. That is 4 seasons away from right now. And this man, this Browns media insider, is already saying Monken won't make it that far. Before game 1, before the draft, before a single practice rep as head coach. Now, the other host pushed back and said, that's 4 seasons away, that's a long time. But the first host doubled down. He said, I don't think he gets to a 4th season. Folks, this is not analysis. This is a burial. This is media members actively working to create the narrative that Todd Monken is already a dead man walking. And why? Because he supports Shedeur Sanders. This is the environment that Todd Monken is coaching in, and honestly, it makes me root for him even more. Let me tell you what the real story is here, the story that too many people in the media don't want to tell. Todd Monken is a great football coach. His offensive systems have produced elite results wherever he's gone. At Georgia, he helped build one of the most dominant college offenses in recent memory. At the NFL level, his track record speaks for itself. He chose to believe in Shedeur Sanders when others said don't. He looked at this young quarterback, a man who showed toughness, resilience, football IQ, and a winner's mentality despite playing behind an awful offensive line, and said, I've got you. That's not a mistake. That's called coaching. That's called building something from the ground up. The best coaches in NFL history didn't always inherit championship rosters. Bill Belichick took a struggling New England franchise and built a dynasty. Andy Reid turned Kansas City into a perennial powerhouse. They were given time. They were given trust. Todd Monken deserves at minimum the same basic respect of being allowed to coach an actual football game before the media starts writing his obituary. So here's what I want to leave you with today. The noise is going to get loud. The media machine is already turning. There are going to be hot takes. There are going to be anonymous sources. There are going to be radio segments designed to make you doubt Monken before he's had a chance to prove himself. Don't fall for it. Watch the games. Watch the tape. Watch how Shedeur Sanders develops under a real offensive mind. Watch how this team responds when they have a head coach who actually believes in them. The Cleveland Browns have a real chance to do something special if and only if the outside noise doesn't destroy it before it even starts. Todd Monken hasn't lost a single game yet. Shedeur Sanders hasn't thrown a single NFL pass yet. This story is just beginning, and for one, I'm here for every single chapter. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like right now. It helps this channel more than you know. Hit that subscribe button if you're new, and share this video with every Browns fan you know. The comment section is open. Tell me, do you believe Todd Monken deserves a real chance? Let's talk about it. I'll see you in the next one. Keep the vision.